All right. So yeah, previously, Simon here went through this module. This is module one of what is included in the doc that I have that's publicly available. But so this was an investigation module, right? And so he's found a bunch of different clues by talking to a guard captain to the university dean to victims of a sort of strange kind of accident that went on here. Basically, um, there was a strange event, and he's sort of tracked all of the weird kind of stuff to this right cave out in the wilderness that he is going with his party of chosen investigators to try to well see what he can do and just investigate it. There's probably going to be a lot of fighting, and he has reason to expect that because a bunch of miners went there and haven't gone back, and he knows that he previously tracked some kind of scholar who turned invisible, snuck past a bunch of people, and seemingly might be up to no good back to the cave. So he tracked that person with a rogue, and now the rogue has come back to get the rest of his party, and so yeah, they're effectively going on a manhunt. That's what's happening in brief. I, yep. All right. So yes, I'm going to move you over to the cave, right? But remember that you were the bounty hunter, the rogue, and the paladin. Um, yeah. And then I've also added a advice handout as a PDF for, I guess, some basic kind of actions that you can do in combat, and then also and also a little bit on how the values of your board work. Right. So if you take a look at that, it will tell you about like standard actions, movement actions, swift actions, bonus of actions, and reactions. And then it also tells you, well, I mean, some of the basics of playing. You don't have any magic slots, so you don't need to care about that. But you're going to attacks and import and penetration are important. And then, well, tactical advice is always good for anything involving actual combat. So here we go. I'm going to move you to a sort of blank area right here. Just one moment. I need to position yourself, and I need to reveal the areas of you around here. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. 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 Well, 1 second. It's just the the fog of war feature of Roll20 that I have. Have yeah. Yeah. The the combat doesn't really use cards very much. A certain abilities use cards, but you are not playing those kinds of characters. So you will actually be more focused on using your resources very efficiently to deny people openings. And okay, so yeah, treat this more or less like a board game because that is sort of what your characters are going to effectively be functioning as. I would recommend that you read their each abilities and then sort of plan an approach to this. Okay, so yeah, this is right a more or less sort of intro over here. Let me get rid of a few of these markings. Oops. Um, because I recently took another party through here. My bad. Um, just 1 second. Then let me. You don't see this area yet. You don't see this area yet. You see the walls over there, and yeah, uh, you would not see this area yet, but that's fine. I'm just checking to see what your vantage points are. Okay, so now do you see the red stuff on the like small little red blocks, that is are torches. Sorry, I'm trying to reveal stuff. Those are torches. So basically they shine light around everything. Everywhere else more or less is dark. So yeah. Can I select this, please? Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yes. Now choose sort of affirmation, and then I can tell you what sort of we go through here. But first, I'm going to draw a what is called a passive perception or passive awareness hand for you, right? Which is so the rogue's awareness is 3, and the hunter's awareness is 2. And the bounty hunter has 1 specialization in awareness, so it can assist the rogue with this check. So that means that you have a awareness hand of 4 cards in total, and this is the suits. This basically means that if you run into um, well, spades or hearts in the enemy's sort of stealth checks, you immediately see them. But they have to have either 2 spades or 2 hearts, or a spade and a heart. So it's not a great awareness hand, but it's not a bad one. You'll probably see like half of everything there. All right. So yeah, move along in however way you choose, and I will tell you what happens. Okay. So are you sneaking around with the rogue? Okay. Uh, let me give you permission. I believe I remade these characters because the last party went through here. Uh, I believe you can move them now. Try moving them around. Yeah, yeah, okay. Cool. Cool. So I'm going to draw a stealth check for your rogue. This is another passive stealth check, right? Well, it's for your entire party, but it is so. Oh, it's 2 clubs. So the opponents have to draw 2 clubs to in order to see you at any point in time, right? But your bounty hunter and your paladin are have a less stealth check, so they would only need to draw the 1 club for that. But yeah, that's what that means. So go on ahead, and I'll tell you what happens at any point in time. Just move around, and if you want to check out anything in specific, just narrate what you do, right? And yeah. So mm, okay, one thing to note is that like you do see, right? So you do hear on the other side of this wall right here, some sort of mumbling, some strange mumbling. It's like they're saying strange like orders of words that together they don't really make any sense. They're like saying sentence fragments, nouns, verbs, sometimes just mumbling, sometimes like you just hear something scratching against the wall. It's definitely sounds like normal people talking, but it's definitely not at their normal speech patterns for sure. Let me. Oh, sorry, you cannot see that. Okay, there you go. This so on the other side right here, coming up, coming up. Yeah. Well, like you don't see a target right now. You just need to move your person. right? Yeah. Okay, so I'll just reveal this area now. 1 second. Yeah. So you see, right, when you get to here, one. I need to reveal them. Okay. You see two. Looks like they are miners, right? Your rogue peeks out around the corner here, and you see the two miners right here, and they look a little bit pale in the light. Um, they mm, they definitely like you. They definitely have a lot of red in their eyes. You can tell that they're not particularly good health, and they seem to be, mumbling incoherent words. The source of the scratching was them swinging their pickaxe in random places around the room, right, or the walls. Sometimes even like the beds, which you can sort of see now. Let me reveal those areas to you. But yeah, seems like these guys are very much out of their wits. Something's wrong with them. Oh, I also give the option of, do you want to see the opponent's resources for for um s- I guess your combat experience, or like do you want to be more blind or less blind when you're fighting? It works both ways, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, then yeah, we'll keep it like that. T T. Okay, can you see those health bars? Okay, so yeah, blue is again the same thing that it means for you, which is focus, right? And red means wounds, right? Yeah. And however you want to do this, let me know. If you just want to leave them alone and move forward, that's a thing you can do. If you want to take them out nice and quiet, that's sort of your choice. But just make sure that you actually take them out nice and quiet and fairly quickly if you do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so how basically combat starts is one action, right? That is typically an aggressive action starts combat, right? So whatever action you'd use, you do not have it on your first turn for that character. That's basically the action that starts combat, and then all of your characters go on that turn, and then just the opponents go. It's simple. It's your turn goes, and so your team goes, and then they go. Yeah. So yeah, be careful about putting anybody too close up to that corner, because it seems like they're keeping a little bit of a watch there, but they can't see you yet because the rogue is the one who's sneaky. Hmm. Okay. If you were to end your effective turn right here, right, then they would see you effectively. But if you're moving into there, like ready to shoot your bow at the thing that you see around the corner immediately, or ready to do that, then you still catch them off guard because you're just moving into the light, and then all of a sudden something goes at them. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this person does not see coming, right? So you used what is called an aimed strike, which is basically just a you attack with +1 aim. And this person cannot see it coming, so cannot react to it. So gets entangled, gets let's see, gets immobilized, and takes 1 damage. And let's see, do you do anything else? Oh yeah, you are within 30 feet, so you add 1 force onto that, and you can choose to trip them or push them back if you want. You've you bait yeah, push them back or put them prone. It's your choice. All right, you push them back 10 feet. Your bolas swings around their legs, and you sweep them off their feet and backwards. If you that is a bed. That is a bed. It is not a very comfortable bed. It is a very minimalistic bed. If you want if you it, yeah, if you want to know how like I calculated whether or not how, well this interaction, let me know and I can explain it step by step, but it's really fast for me and we can continue with the narration if you like. It's your choice. All right. I'll just explain this quickly, and then I won't ever do it again, right? So the bolus, right, does 1 wound and 1 force. The aim strike increases its force effect by 1, and it does a little bit more damage. The armor has 1 hardness and 1 poise, so that reduces the incoming attack. And then you also have point blank shot, which increases the penetration. Oh, sorry. This person gets 2 damage because you have more penetration at this range. And so basically, it allows you to do a +2 force effect, which is a trip or a pushback, and then also that much damage. And since you did that much damage with that much force, you actually knock him out straight up. So that is one less person to deal with. So he hits his bed, smashing onto the onto the very rough bed there. Yep, and it is he's absolutely knows that you're there now. But you still have your full actions of everyone else. The bounty hunter's done everything. I guess they could take a bonus action, but the person is behind the wall, so I don't think there's a point to that. Um, well, I mean, this person right here is unconscious. So yeah, so I mean, if you want to like kill him, that's the only reason why you continue attacking him. Yep. So you've already used your actions for the bounty hunter for this starter this turn. So you need to use a bonus action, but there's no point in that because you only can use 1 bonus action, and you'd basically just get in range of him. And you wouldn't have enough actions to actually take a shot. I would recommend that you use your rogue and your paladin instead. Yeah. Yeah. The problem is that this person is behind a wall, and that's pretty far for your paladin to run. So that's a total of. So I think only your rogue could potentially get to him this turn. Okay. Yep. It's so a grapple works if the person is not doesn't try to dodge it, right? So if the person knows it's coming, then he can try to dodge it, get out of the way. But if you sort of tire the person out so that he can't dodge anymore, or if you grab him by surprise, then grappling becomes much easier. But yes, that is something you can try to do. Yep. I need to draw another check just to make sure that you remain concealed while you sneak around the corner. One moment. Um, you see him, so you know this check. Oh, yes, you are still concealed. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you want to you would just want to stab him like in the head or knock him out in some part. I don't know. It's hard to knock someone out with a dagger if you just stab him. But hey, okay, cool. Okay, so then you would deal, let's see, would deal because of sneak attack, you're dealing an extra wound on that, so you take him out completely. He's at zero, and he is unconscious. He's not bleeding out, but he's not going to get up anytime soon. He's lost a lot of blood. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yeah, they do. Well, they can bonus move, but functionally for you, combat is over because these people did not have time to alert anyone else. They didn't even get a turn. Yep. Let me reveal these areas for you. So this looks like a sort of place where miners sleep if they want to actually sleep here or take a nap. They're in the mine itself, right? And then this looks like a storage place for personal belongings in some particular way, but otherwise, this is not. It doesn't seem to be too much here. There's a lot of footprints here. You notice also in these sort of circles on the ground, like there's like circles where seems like the sand or the dust on them have been pushed very far back. They're about 10 to 15 feet, or I guess 3 to 5 meters in radius, right? And they're going out, and there's just no dust on them. It's all been pushed back like that. Looks a little bit, I don't know. Looks a little bit funny. There's also a little bit of like scorch marks on the walls and the sheets of the beds. Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, so this is, I mean, you've literally already made this check, so I'm not even going to give you the thing. But this is very familiar to you because you've already seen stuff like this. You saw the sort of blood on the carpet of that study before, right? And you saw the scorch mark next to it. Yeah. So looks like whatever left those kinds of wounds on there did the same thing right here. This is exactly the same kind of pattern on the beds. And then right, but potentially, right? You don't know what the big circle is, though. Yeah. So no, no, the I haven't marked it, but there's big circles like mainly in this room right here, and then also over here. Yeah. Uh, yeah. There's a bunch of pickaxes, mining equipment, well, and a few people's personal belongings, right? I mean, if you want to be a petty thief, you could absolutely do that at this moment in time. But for simplicity's sake, I will not list stuff. But there are a few miners' personal possessions at corner, yeah, in that chest. Nothing of particularly worth. Well, I mean, you just need to move your characters, and I will reveal the place as you go. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're doing that. That's just a wall. I apologize. I thought you meant somewhere else, but yeah. Okay, cool. Continue. Nope. Nah, not much in there. That's just this is the definitely the end of the mine. Other than the chest, which I've already mentioned about the personal belongings, there's not much here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are definitely some lamps, and they are already stocked with fuel. Yep. Okay. Yeah. There's like a lot of mining equipment in that chest over there. But yeah. Let's yeah. Just go on and move through this cavern. All right. So as your paladin gets to here, and he looks down this corridor right here, right? You see. Let me let me 1 second. Let me actually duplicate this person so that he still has the health bar that is displayed to you. Okay. And 1 second. You see another two miners coming down the corridor right here. And they see your paladin because he is next to the light and he is not very sneaky at all. So they, yeah, they are going to be starting to point and shout at you. Um, yes. I'll I think you should have specified this beforehand, but for convenience sake, right? We can say that you do. That does not change. That would not change how they respond to you. They are still pointing at you, and they are mumbling words without comprehension. Yeah. Okay, yes, this can be an identification check here, right? So identify sort of tells you a little bit. sort of akin to a heal check. Sort of, you can basically check the status of an opponent, or also identify check will might be able to check like their gear and other things on like kind of like where they're from, that kind of stuff. So name a suit for identifier, and your bounty hunter can help. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's one diamond, and that okay, that's one diamond. Okay, so you can tell that these people seem right. You've seen this before, right? These people seem to be under. They seem to resemble a little bit those. I guess those victims from before, right? You know those victims that you talked to in that, like who were recovering from their ordeal, who were knocked unconscious. These people look like they have a similar condition. Um, they don't seem entirely awake. But they are definitely acting, and they definitely see you. And all of their eyes are blood red, and they are yelling very loudly and angrily at you. Um, yeah, I mean, you can try, right? Um, go panning things. Yeah, no. It doesn't particularly work, so they are going to double move close to you. They are moving very aggressive at you, so that is on their turn. They so I mean, if you want combat to start, it absolutely can with these actions that they are taking. But this is your choice. Okay, cool. So this means that you can, in response to them taking their turn, which are two movement actions, you can reposition, right? Which is you can effectively move half of your speed with every character at the cost of one focus before your turn begins. So they've basically took their entire turn to move up to you. So you can move up to 10 feet with all of your characters in whichever direction you want. Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. These people is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For some reason, they moved back. I don't actually know what happened over there. Okay. All right, cool. Right, but something else that happens on their turn, right? So before you move, like right before you move, I should inform you of this. So you see a I need to find the draw shape. There we go. You see a blue ball appear behind you here and behind you here. And so I'm going to go to your previous positions first, right? Which was right here and right here. Okay, now we position. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we position because I forgot to add the balls. Oh, you could try. You could try. You could definitely try. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, you swing your greatsword at that, and yep. There's no effect. It passes. It passes through with resistance. So as your sword passes through, it's like it's hitting solid air, but it slowly like drifts through, right? So like it's like it's like a huge amount of wind suddenly hits the sword as it passes through. So your paladin can feel it, but it doesn't dissipate the ball. Yeah. Okay. All right. Move them up to where you want to. Right. Okay. So yeah. So okay. Well, not directly on top. So I'll just yeah. Okay. There you go. Cool. So with your rogue, you can feint right as a swift action, which means that the person basically is unaware of the attack with the dagger. So if you use a swift action, your first attack with the dagger um, basically benefits from sneak attack, and they can't dodge it in response. So if you want to do that, okay, so you play a trick on him. He doesn't expect it coming. He was dumb, and you actually stab him very much like the other person in the throat, and he's gone. Right. So there's one other person remaining, right over there. What are you doing about that? Okay. Okay. So they have a glaive. So they have a reach weapon. So if you want to stand over here, they can actually reach them with a big uh, well, edged pole, right? That they have. So if you want to do that, they can do that. Then that's a little bit stronger than the dagger. You want to do that? Okay. So this person sees the glaive. Do you want to do a single attack with aim, or do you want to do two attacks like a double swing, a back forth? Okay, double swing. This person uses two resources to, or name focus, to dodge both of those, but he's left open for any kind of subsequent attack. Right? You've basically exhausted him. So, if you use focus or if you use resources now for the bonus actions for rogues or or for the rogue or the bounty hunter, you could potentially drop him. Okay, so yeah, so with the rogue, with the bonus action, right? You can use two focus to do one, or three focus to do two attacks. So you'd have to use, I think, all of it from the rogue and the bounty hunter to knock him out. But it might be worthwhile. But if those, I don't know, blue things go off, I mean, next turn you might be vulnerable and you might be hit hard. So I'm not sure you want to do that. Yeah. Okay. So, well, I mean, you're yeah. So how much damage do you want to do to him? How much focus do you want to expend? So you can only expend two focus if you're taking this bonus action because it's extra to start. Yeah, yeah, two and three. So then you hit him once, right? And you do one damage to him with your rogue. If you were to use your bounty hunter to do an extra attack, then he would be out of focus. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, okay. So that's I, your paladin has not moved yet. So your paladin can move, and then he also has a bonus action if he wants to really go again. If you think the paladin can tank the orb, that he can be the one to get the final hit in. Yeah, or either one. Well, no, no. So you attacked this orb, right? You attacked this orb. So basically, what I'm saying is that you could move up with your paladin to here using a move action, and then you could take a bonus action to make another attack to this person on this one. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that would use both your focus, but it would knock him out. Right, right, and right, and all right. So then on their turn, right, these things both explode, right? Are you going to dodge them? Okay, so your bounty hunter, like they looks like they have a radius of 10 feet. So both get the rogue, but your rogue can only dodge one, right? Yeah. But the bounty hunter can dodge both. The bounty hunter dodges both, and his looks like his plating sort of helps um, weaken the shockwave. It looks like it's just a shockwave. But your rogue, I gets hit by one, right? And dodges one. And this shockwave actually knocks out the rogue. So your rogue is now unconscious, and he's actually experienced fatigue, which means that his maximum health is reduced by one for the rest of the encounter. But he is knocked unconscious, right? It's easy to wake him up. You just need to use a standard action with someone to treat him. But on the rest of the opponent's turn, something weird happens. So you see from the other place, let's see, coming around, your paladin or no, your bounty hunter sees something come out of the side of the thing right here. Looks like this weird little no, it's pretty big. It's about 3 meters wide. And it's has a bunch of like rods attached to it, and each are tipped with this big blue orb, and there's no comprehensible like head or legs or arms. It's just this weave of tentacles and this mass of what appears to be some gray flesh, very similar to the thing that you put underneath that vacuum. So that is, yeah, that is whatever, that is likely whatever that thing came off of. And I will give you the information on that. And another, you see one more person, right? You see the person that you were tracking come out, come from they've come from this direction and into your line of sight. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they came from this direction. Strangely, you thought you checked that corner. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the rogue is unconscious. This is their turn. Yeah. All right. Let me change the name. This was, yeah. Looks like a. Hey, do you want to call him Rouge instead for the rest of the session? Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. So this is so losing unconscious. So you can use a standard action to wake him up if you want. Right. Yeah. So you want to do the paladin to wake him up so that he can. So can he actually escape? Okay. Cool. Right. So yeah, you wake him up. He is unconscious. He is conscious again, and he needs to stand up as a movement action. And then so that's a movement action for him, and your paladin uses a standard action. So they both have a movement action left for you. The rogue can move 5. The paladin can move 4. How you do proceed? Cool. Excellent. Right. All right. So then that is your turn. So these are another thing that yeah. Uh, I mentioned that your bounty hunter didn't perceive any concernable legs, and these people are now not in your line of sight, so you can't see them. But they are. Looks like they are moving towards your area. But you can hear them slowly moving, and a bunch of yelling coming from them. All right, and uh, let's see. Yeah. It is your turn again. That is 5. Okay. Let me reveal the areas. One moment. Thank you. This place is not lit, so that lantern is doing some good for you. You're running down the hallway like it. All right. So what's your plan? You're just going deeper in the mine, into the mine. All right. Okay. Let's see. So looks like once you see back right after those turns that you took, you can see the thing coming behind you because it moves over this torch. It is a little bit faster than your characters so far. Looks like it is moving faster than your characters, and notably, it is floating. Okay, yeah. Let me review these areas, right? Because you have a torch. Yeah, it is your choice which way you want to go. But you might be able to set up an ambush somewhere. Yeah, and then you just be quiet. You want to do that? You want to? Okay, yeah. I should also give you back your focus, right? So you have extra focus because you've done enough turns. So now I want to also explain another mechanic, right, or another way that you can use a thing. So you as people with ranged weapons, they can use a movement action to set up a ranged threatened area, which means that basically when something moves through that area, you can choose to take a shot, right? So if the paladin, yeah, and they can't dodge it because you catch them off. Yeah, yeah. If you so you catch them off guard with it. So let's say that your paladin and your bounty hunter, right, sort of set up a range threatened area against well this in this area right here. They when they come down, right, you can catch them off guard and you can snare them however you want. I don't that thing might be hard to snare, but you could definitely give it a shot. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let me reveal this a little bit here because you can see a little bit over there and over here. And the rogue has the lantern still. There. This is a dead end, so you better win. All right. Cool. Yeah. Okay. One moment. Okay. So you can barely see. Let's see. Let me draw a card for your stealth here. Spades and spades. So needs to draw some space to notice you. Okay. So it does see you, right? It does see one of your characters. Does see the paladin and the bounty hunter from you, but doesn't see the rogue. So it is going to move up. It is going to move up to here, right? This is going to provoke from both your paladin and your bounty hunter if they have the ranged weapons out. So, what do they have out, and what are they shooting? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So, you right, you are prepared on your turn, right? So that means that you have extra focus this turn. So, effective. You took the prepare action, which is a standard action to wait for something to happen, and that gives you more focus to spend on the opponent's turn. So this allows you to potentially react to more stuff that they do. So this, as this thing moves by, your bounty hunter throws it first, and it hits the thing and it entangles it. It does not immobilize it, but it does entangle it, which reduces its max focus by one. Then your paladin throws the another bolus, but it looks like he has not as good aim with it, and it does a little bit of damage, but it doesn't actually. Actually, it doesn't do it. It sort of bounces off of one of the tentacles, and then the rogue, right, throws a dagger, and it is doesn't see the dagger coming, so you do extra damage on it. And so a rogue does one damage to that. And that is an attack of opportunity from all of your characters. So they lose one focus. And then you can move. And then let's see. Well, actually, no, it's still its turn. So it is going to use a standard action to sort of motion up in the air, right, with all of its blue orbs. And you're going to feel like a bunch of crackling around you. And all of a sudden, all of you are going to be, right, shocked, right? Just all of you are going to be shocked directly, like from every side. And you are all taking a decent amount of damage here. So you are taking one. If you can dodge this, right? Your rogue can dodge this. Yeah, no, yeah, this is dodgeable. Okay, cool. So then yeah, does a little bit of no, doesn't do damage if you dodge. Yeah, you are four. You are one. You are one, and you are two. And okay, then that is was its actions, and then you see the wizard buddy coming this side, and you hear some footsteps coming from the other side behind the bounty hunter. It is now your turn. It is entangled and slowed. It is not doing very much. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a paladin. All right. So yeah, do you want to go in with the? Do you want to sort of, um, I guess, feint it with the dagger again as a swift action? Okay. So you're wait, no, the paladin's next to it. So are you attacking with the rogue or the paladin? Okay, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Right, yeah. So this thing is going to dodge that attack. So you actually gain more focus on your turn. I forgot. Uh yeah, okay. And this thing is going to dodge that sword coming for it. and that is the paladin's move and it's standard. The paladin can go for extra swings if it wants to go for an all-out attack, but it would be defenseless next turn. You can also use your swift action to boost your armor a little bit if you want. If you Okay, right. So then you use bless, right, to and your armor starts glowing. You get a little bit more hardness and integrity on your armor, which will probably help you that. And then, yeah, and then move with your bounty hunter or rogue, however you want. Also, and your paladin can take an extra attack for its focus if you want. But it's just the question of, do you think you can kill this before it gets a turn? If you're doing that. Okay. All right. Okay. So then you're going to swing, right? So then you're going to move up, and are you going to swing once or twice? Okay. So then it is going to dodge that. It is going to dodge that one attack. Oh wait, it is. But it took a little bit of damage from both of those swings, so it is your that is going to deal a little bit of damage to it. Right. It is out of focus and entangled. Um, and your rogue is the only one who hasn't moved yet. But you can remember you can take bonus actions with the other two, and that might be enough to finish it off. Okay, so with the paladin or the bounty hunter or the rogue. Okay, right, yeah, he is going to spend two focus to do the extra strike there, and that's going to take him to one. It is completely exhausted. So then, yeah, looks like I don't know. You could definitely finish off with the rogue. Looks like. All right. Yeah. So you want to just move close to it and try to swing that dagger. All right. Go for it. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You stab it into one of the orbs, and then it sort of starts like bleeding out and then writhing over. And then it finally settles to the ground. It is unconscious. Right. At that moment, you see the person over here drop unconscious, and you stop seeing. Um, well, you stop hearing. Sorry, footprints coming from this direction. Yeah, I don't know that ambush worked out well for you, eh? All right. I guess it pays off to not be separated from your mental slaves. Anyways, um, yeah. Okay, so yeah, how do you go about this? You can basically there's no more threats in the cave. I'm just going to tell you that now. All of the miners, you will find out, have been have been unconscious. They are in dire need of rest, and they are experiencing severe mental fatigue because, well, this thing was controlling their brains. And to some degree, right? And then this wizard as well, right? So you are impunity, right? One of the things that you notice when scouring this cave, I will reveal the entire area now, um, is that there is a secret room in the center, and so this area right here was actually a invisible barrier right here. Looks like it was a illusion that was there that somehow went away. You don't know how it got there, but it's now gone, and it reveals the inner area. And then in the inner area, you see a effectively I'm going to copy this, but I'm going to set it to its actual values. Okay. You see another one of the things, the strange things. It's completely intact. It looked exactly like the other one, but it is not moving. It is not moving. It is very docile. It is just on the ground. In addition, right, you see also a cylinder next to it. It is a metal cylinder. It is the item that you are looking for based off of the description. Yeah. So yeah, how do you want to go about this? Yeah. You can get through into here. Well, I assumed that you actually were in there, but because you basically can just go around here with impunity at this point. Nope, you don't. It's not resisting at all. It's completely docile. It seems like it. Well, I mean, you can try to stab it if you want. I mean, you can use the checks that you've been making to see if you can like sort of study it a little bit more carefully to see if there's any other stuff. You can take a look at the room around you to see if there's any indicators of like what this might be. You could potentially try to wake up one of the miners and ask them what the hell happened here. Uh, and then also that wizard, that snuck off, that just turned unconscious. You could definitely, shake him awake and interrogate him. He looks like he was in better shape than the miners, but definitely still under the weather, I guess. Mhm. Um, well, just investigate, right? If there, okay. Okay. Um, so from your people, so you see that there's a few possessions around this thing, right? And it looks like it's there was clothing almost that so your rogue sort of recognizes that the thing um had deformed clothing that it looked like it had been wearing, and it looks like it was the standard issue scholar robe that it had deformed over it. It's not reacting to any of your movements at all. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you could definitely do an identify check to see like if anything about it. Right? Name a suit. You can do name a suit. Right. Identify check. Yeah. Okay. Last time it was diamonds, but yeah. Okay. Oh well, you get one space. The bounty hunter helps with that. Okay. So yeah, the bounty hunter is going to recognize from his well, experience recognizing tons of people from their shots that those are scholar robes that this thing is wearing, and that this thing broke and this thing is deformed. Particularly, those are what Fast was described wearing just before his disappearance. Right. So your bounty hunter got into his head that this thing either ate Bast or is Bast. Yeah. I don't think like I guess you could use knowledge environment to sort or sorry, lore environment. I should actually call it by its actual name to sort of check a little bit about it, but I guess what are you hoping to learn from it, right? Because clearly nobody actually knows anything about this creature, or else they would have told you back at the university where where it's their job to study things like this. Could you repeat the question? Yes. So this right. So this was the robe, right? That Bass was reported to have been wearing right before his disappearance. So this is effectively a uh, leisurely study robe. I mean, it's there's not really very much you can do. You can either say this is probably Bast or isn't Bast. You could definitely maybe try bringing this thing back to the university and having them study it. If you had access to magic, maybe you could do a little bit more. But really, it's just yeah. What do you want to do with this thing? There's this is clearly something out above your pay grade. Well, if you tell the scholars that this thing is here, then they're probably going to collect it at that point. But you could definitely leave it alone here and see what happens. Okay. Wow. Wow. I actually don't have never had people leave it alone. Actually, don't know what happens next in the storyline if this happens. Okay. Anyways, right. The cylinder that was sort of that you noticed missing is also here. Do you want to take that back to the university? Okay. And do you want to take the unconscious one back to the university? The one that you was aggressive and that you knocked out, that you did a bunch of damage to it. Yeah. Cool. 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 Then, and all right. So now we're finished with the module effectively, right? And what is your final report to the guard captain, right? And Elmer, the person who sent you on the mission. What is your final report of what happened here, right? And also, like, what happened to Bast? What happened to like the cylinder? Like, what did you find out about here? I have no idea. I have no idea what his. Okay, so, did you find Bast by any chance? Did you find out what happened to Bast? Well, I mean, well, it's you're just explaining it to Elmer at this point in time. I'm not in charge of telling you whether he is or is not. Right? It's this is your report that you're giving the official. Okay. Yeah. 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 How about and then also did you figure out what caused the travesty in the first place? All right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like well, I'm happy with what you found. You brought back this creature that seemed to cause all of this chaos and definitely responsible for whatever this thing. Still have no idea where it came from, but we'll probably be able to get a bottom of that. Sorry. Then right. Also the miners. Eventually, when they wake up, they thank the party, right? They thank your party for saving them all from the threat in the mines, and then they will give you like extra payment on top of that to show their gratitude, right? And then they leave the area. And yeah, and Elmer gives you what was promised and the payments, and also well, yeah, thank you for finding the missing item, and thank you for bringing back this thing, whatever it is. We will put two and two together. We will figure out the missing pieces. Don't worry about it. And yeah, that's it. That's it. It's over.